Hello and welcome to We the People Taking Back Our Power. I'm Yasmin Attar and this is my YouTube channel, Dr. Attar. This is the 6th video in my series. Today's topic is how to change our minds. We're looking at potential ways we can change our thinking about politics. In the 5th video, I talked about a CNN panel of Trump voters and how they currently feel about him since he has been in the presidency for 2 years. Most of the people, with a couple of exceptions, still support him. To summarize, the CNN panel, as you will recall, one gentleman supported Trump because he wanted a leader who would take care of our citizens first before letting immigrants come in to our country. He didn't believe any statistics that would contradict his view. A woman on the panel supported Trump for the same reason and believed undocumented immigrants used children who weren't their own to pose as theirs to get in. She believed the false information despite its lack of corroboration. So one potential approach to get people to change their viewpoints is to expose them to the alternative situation. A thought I had was to take the CNN panel to a homeless shelter and have them engage in a dialogue with the residents, supervised of course. Everyone there has a story. Or go to an immigration processing center and meet individuals who are applying for status. Talk to them, hear their stories, put a human face to the refugees instead of seeing them as a monolithic, faceless group. Or go to a court hearing for those seeking asylum. Interacting and being exposed to people who are in a completely different situation than you are is a good way to help learn about others, possibly leading to changing one's own thinking. Another recommendation, watch the movie, The Best of Enemies, made last year. Or read the book of the same title. I remember hearing about the story at the time it was happening. Anyway, a man, C.P. Ellis, who belonged to the Ku Klux Klan, worked with a civil rights activist, Ann Water, on a school desegregation decree in North Carolina. In the process, they both changed their way of thinking. Find out what Mr. Ellis said motivated him to join the KKK. Learn about how Miss Atwater felt towards him in the beginning and at the end. I remember she had to be restrained from attacking him when they first met. And if you heard what he said, you probably would have had to be restrained too. This is a truly amazing story. The transformation was, well, transformative. Another good movie that illustrates the way exposure can change one's thinking is The Green Book. The story is about Tony Lip Vallelonga, who gets hired as a bodyguard for Dr. Donald Shirley, a renowned African-American pianist. Vallelonga drives Dr. Shirley throughout the South using the Green Book to guide them on which places were safe to stay. Let me just say that at the beginning, Mr. Vallelonga had a long-held negative view of African Americans, a view that was deeply embedded in his social and cultural life. His experience driving Don Shirley and getting to know him, developing a friendship with Dr. Shirley, and observing how he was treated changed Mr. Vallelonga's perspective and view. The screenplay was written by Nick Vallelonga, the son of Tony Lip Vallelonga. To me, that is important because it lends a credibility to the events, especially the emotional ones. I hope, anyway. He was there. I also believe we need to talk about solutions that are not about getting the person with the opposing view to change to the other way of thinking. Solutions that can be implemented without one side feeling as though they have been strong-armed into it. It is consistent with seeing things from a position of our shared values. Our next steps are to figure out what to do with the understandings we have developed. In future videos, I will talk about how we can craft effective messages per George Lakoff. Your thoughts are welcome here. Please address them in the comments section. Today's interview is with Alisha Khan.
Hi, my name is Alisha Khan and I'm in Camarillo and a student at Cal State Channel Islands, a senior, and I give you permission to interview me.
Great. Okay, Alisha, so what is your concern about the state of our democracy, our country, our world?
On the personal level altogether, I think the world place, but the thing is, some people have actually screwed it up for all of us, for women in general. And I feel that those women, regardless of what religious background or ethnic background or wherever they come from all walks of life, they need some sort of support, like a social system to stand up and to stand up and say that, you know what, we'll support you guys psychologically, make you guys strong, independent, get jobs, educated, so they can take care of their future generations. Because I believe that if you educate one woman, you educate her future 7 generations and her past 7 generations. I mean, I don't know how that works with past generations, but you're definitely educating her future generations. So I feel that that's really important in today's society, to educate women and make them strong and independent.
Great, and tell us what you wanted to do.
I'm a psychology major, final semester, hopefully. I want to work for Red Cross or UNICEF mainly. UNICEF is a non-profit organization, which is United Nations Children Emergency Fund. And they support children who are living under poverty, like such as refugee children or children who are born into like horrible situations, such as children who are born to mothers who are being raped or abused or battered, like beaten. And I feel that those children, they really need the support, because it's not the child's fault for what kind of environment the child is born into. Some children are born in jail because their mothers are trapped into a horrible situation. So I really think that that's why I want to work for UNICEF, and Red Cross does something similar, but UNICEF is like a bigger, I feel that UNICEF is a bigger organization that actually does this more than Red Cross does.
Great. Is there anything else?
No, I just, with my background and my personal experiences, I want to take that and bring it forth and help people who are going through the similar things that I've gone through in life. And I feel that if I can use my personal experiences that I've been through, I can help other women who are dealing with such experiences. Like I am a person who was born with a learning disability, hypoxia, which is an oxygen deficiency to the brain. And hypoxia is essentially when the baby doesn't get oxygen to the brain, which kind of damaged a part of my brain. And it was the left side of the brain. As a psychology student, I can say is where the working memory lies. So kind of my working memory, it works. I mean, obviously that's why it is a working memory, but you know, from the working memory onwards onto the long term, and with the dyslexia that was caused due to that working memory damage and that part of the brain, and also like experiencing a seizure as a kid. And I had like dormant type of seizures. Even I think in college, junior college, I had a seizure. It wasn't really a seizure. It was me walking and just have a blackout in front of my face and fall flat on the floor, drop everything, and then a minute later stand up and as if walk away as if nothing had happened. Even though the people who saw me fall down, they're like, "Are you okay?" And I was like, "Yeah," and I didn't even notice that something happened. So that's like a dormant of a seizure. It's not really a seizure, but seizures, they come in all shapes and sizes, meaning it's not really a shape or size, but some seizures are like sporadic, like movement, like you just start shaking, or some seizures are like you're walking and then you have a blackout in front of your face. So there's seizures of all sorts, and I had a similar seizure in high school too, due to that. Or I don't know if it's a seizure, but I'm presuming it's a seizure, because otherwise why would someone fall and drop to the floor and then 30 seconds or a minute later stand up? So I want to work with women who have that and that have no awareness that that's actually a seizure and not a weakness. So I feel that those disabilities or neurological damages or disorders, they need to be brought out and said that just because you have a neurological damage to your brain, it doesn't mean that you're a mental retard or someone that doesn't belong to be, deserves to be in the society.
Yes, thank you. So tell us, when you're going to graduate?
Hopefully I should be done this December, but I get to walk in May.
Great.
Hopefully. That's my dream. And let's see what happens. That's like when I'm graduating. So this is my last semester, hopefully.
Fantastic. I mean, look what you've accomplished with all of your obstacles in the way,
Exactly.
I would say. Yeah.
And with my obstacles and I've been told that I'm too old to graduate, but there's no age limit. In my classes, I've had women that are 50 years old, from women who are 18, so all bright ranges, and I'm 34 years old, and I don't think that any age is too old or too young. You can get an education at any age.
Great. Thank you. Thanks so much, Alisha. I really appreciate it.
Thank
you so much. It's fantastic. Bye-bye.
Bye.
So to recap, today I talked about ways we could possibly change our viewpoints and values, exposure, and gaining empathy. Empathy is an important topic, and I will address it in future videos. That's it for today. If you like this video, please don't forget to click the like and subscribe buttons. I have included the names of the movies and other links that you will find in the end credits. Thank you for watching.